3, 2, 1.
You know what's crazy? I know it was zero thought behind it. It was just like, it was one of those like, bam, there you go.
You know what's funny? I every couple of months I'll email Apple Podcasts, like their tech support.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, hey, when you search my podcast, it comes up among like super right-wing podcasts.
Yep.
And I was like, is there any way we could do anything about that? And they're just like, nah, dog, that's kind of the name you picked kind of fit in with these. And I was like, you know what? All right. I guess I'm fine with this.
Yeah, I'd be so cool when it was just, you probably get like a lot of like, oh, this motherfucker. You know what I mean? You don't know it. You don't know shit. Florida, every white person in Florida hates the name of your podcast.
I got to look up where the demographics of the people who listen to me are from. Like, I don't know. I never looked it up. But I hope there's some Florida people in there to be like, yo, this shit sucks.
You know what's, are you getting this?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. That's so, that's so good, yo. Rob DeSantis is burning it.
Hell yeah. I'm going to get Ron DeSantis on the show, yo. I'll have you, Satoyo, me, and Rob DeSantis in the same room.
Yeah, hopefully he comes to your podcast before the Breakfast Club.
Imagine he uses this podcast to come over here to like get the black vote.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Yo, I watched it. Did you watch Elderman on the Breakfast Club?
No.
Yo, it's a. You ever agree with like one thing like a Republican says, just like, no, this is a problem.
Right.
But I feel like you would have a problem with me agreeing with it.
Yeah.
It's just like, yo, like I know the type of niggas that you were looking for. I feel like black Republicans also don't like niggas.
You know, that's the first. Is that who this was? Elderman?
Yeah, Elderman. Or Elder. I think it's Elder. Yeah, Larry Elder.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just like, no.
I think the first time I felt the way that you felt was, I don't know if it was one. It might have been like Obama's first or second term. There was like a dude named like something Steele. Like he was like Larry Steele or something like that. He was from. I remember he was from Maryland, and he had like the George Jefferson like joint, and he just was just this awkward like older black dude that you could tell he has like a lot of respectability politic issues. Like, you know what I mean? He's like, turn that down and pull up your pants and that kind of shit. Like, and I think he said something where I was like, well, that's not unreasonable.
Yeah.
But like I can't tell you that.
Yeah, it's like that's not unreasonable, but your Wranglers are.
But your weird fitting fucking Levi's or your 501s, man.
Yeah, I feel like that might be the thing. It's just like, if there was like a fly ass like black Republican, you might just be like, all right, I'm more likely to like listen to. You ever like? I learned this about myself, where it's just like I don't have a problem with like Hotepery, as long as it comes from like a rapper.
I love this topic. I love Hotep niggas. I absolutely. I'm gonna introduce. I haven't even introduced you yet. Hey, people watching, this is another episode of the Critical James Theory Podcast. I'm James Knight, your host. And right next to me, very funny, my good friend from Punchline. He's been at Punchline Comedy Clubs. He's been at Helium Comedy Clubs. He's a co-host of Black History Monthly. Brandon Mitchell.
It's
everybody.
Your boy.
Hell yeah, dude. Like, first of all, you brought up Hotepery. If there was a rapper Hotepery specifically, named No Name.
Yes.
And I don't know a lot about her. I like her music, but I don't know a lot about her. But like apparently recently there was like a Jay Electronica verse that caught a lot of flack on the internet.
Yeah.
A lot of like probably some anti-Semitism in there. But there was I did like a little bit of research in there about Jay Electronica's history of like weird Hotep beliefs.
Yeah.
And so far, my favorite one is that he believes that the Jehovah's Witnesses control the music industry. That
What the fuck?
that tickled me to my core because I grew up Jehovah's my whole life until I
Yo,
was 20.
get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, until I
Yo.
was 24. I left when I was 24, but my whole life, and I'm like, nah, dude, no.
What? Like Awake magazine, yo,
Door to door,
yo.
like you don't know how many fist fights I had to have because I came to some like kid I went to school with door, and I like the next week he's like, yo, this nigga had a watchtower. I'm like, I gotta fight now.
Yo, I have a So I was a Jehovah's Witness when I was 16. Mind you, my dad is like Muslim / Christian.
Yeah.
You know, my mom is Irish Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
So that means like, hey, she doesn't really practice shit. You know, like,
Yeah.
nothing. So a Jehovah's Witness woman came to my house.
Oh, they'll come to your house.
Yeah, they'll come, nigga. Open up shop. No,
Right.
So it was 2 Jehovah's Witness women. One was my cousin.
Okay.
But I didn't know her from like the family. I just known her as to be like a Jehovah's Witness.
Okay.
And they asked for my mom, and she wasn't there. And they left after that. Then they came back like 30 minutes later. And then the older one was just like, hey, you know, I just saw like the sparkle in your eye when I started talking about God.
Ooh.
Yeah, she was like, she was like, would you want to study like a few, like maybe like once a week we'll start off like slow or whatever, right? And I felt like, hey, what if this is God testing me? And what if I say no to this woman? So I was just like, all right, fuck it. So then every Sunday we would do Bible study.
How long did this go on?
Like at least like 6 months. But I didn't make the jump to consistently go into the hall.
Yeah.
And I think they were like, hey, like maybe if we get this guy to come in and he'll start doing it. Yeah. So I started like reading, studying with him. And every Sunday I would look at the it was like this little Bible study book.
Yeah.
So every Sunday I would look at it and I would go through and just be like, all right, when I'm done, it's done. Like I was like, it's done. But like they would just keep pushing.
It's never done.
It's
never done, dude.
Yeah, no. I think like what I started doing was just not answering the door.
It's smart.
It's just not answering the door.
Smart.
But like
they keep a record of that though. Like we used to have to. I don't want to cut your thought. I want you to continue, but we keep a record of that. We used to.
Well, it's like, oh, we knocked at Brandon's door 37 times and he didn't answer.
I don't know if they do it electronically now, but when I was a kid, they used to have pieces of paper that you'd have to fill out every month or every week. And you'd have to be like, all right, I went out for this many hours, I knocked on this many doors, I had this many watchtowers, this many awakes, this many people no-showed, this many people I talked to, and you had to log it. And that was like your ranking is like you're doing good or you're fucking up.
It's like, yo, I'm the top bull on jw.org.
Yeah.
Yo, that's fucking... Yo, I didn't know that about you. I did not know that about you.
I was in deep. I was 3rd generation.
Really?
Yeah. My grandparents were the 1st generation in both sides. They were my mom's side and my dad's side. They both were Catholic, and like my grandma converted because like they like much like they came to her door like that and gave her the Jehovah's Witness riz, and like got her. And then my grandfather, like on the white side, he converted because like he was one of like in the 50s. He was like one of the like. He was like, my family was some cool whites, like the cool Irish people. Like they never had any weird racist shit. So he was like in the 50s, he was like the one dude in the town that was like having, the homie Roscoe and his family over for dinner. And the homie Roscoe was a Jehovah's Witness. Yeah. So it's kind of just was like, oh, I dig him and his family. I fuck with that.
Y'all niggas know Roscoe.
They seem cool. Like they could. And they just kind of and converted. And then their kids and then me. So like my grandfather was like a ranking, they call them elders. Yeah. And he was like a ranking his whole life until he like died. And then my dad was the same. He was like in and out of the eldership because of me, because I was a bad influence, as they call them. Yeah. And I was on the track. I was on the fast track.
I think what was like getting me was like she was just like, hey, like, you like movies? And I was like, yeah, I love movies. She's like, yeah, you can't watch those. I was like,
Yeah.
And like, she just like, she's like, oh, how do you feel about like rap music? And I was just like, oh, I love rap music. She's like, yeah, we can't do that either.
Yeah.
And this was around the time when like the Recession album came out, and I was just like, yeah, nah,
It's
Jeezy,
like, I can't.
yeah, Jeezy. He him, yo, you can't.
Jeezy got it for 17.5. Like, you want me to turn that away?
Yeah, so what God got it for? There's nowhere in the Bible does it say trap or die.
Yo, that's wild. My parents were a little bit more cool. Like my dad didn't care. Because my dad used to steal my tapes and CDs.
Yeah.
Like with his night job, he would steal like my little Wu-Tang or my Mobb Deep. He would steal them. And so he could listen, but he wouldn't tell my mom about it.
Yeah.
But my mom, when she found there was the parental advisory sticker,
Nope.
trash.
Oh.
And then she'd be like, and then there was a little stretch where she was like, all right, you can listen to rap, but you have to buy it from Walmart.
That joint edited as fuck.
Edited as fuck. And so I had like there was like 96, 97. It was nothing but edited albums in my collection for. I was like, this fucking shit sucks. But they were all right. My parents were like, of the Jehovah's Witness parents, of like they weren't as strict. Like I was still like, I could still rock with GTA. I could still Mortal Kombat it up.
Yeah.
Other kids, not so much.
Yeah, she was trying to tell me the one day, right? She was just like, she starts naming like people that like were my age, because of like the families. And she was like, hey, do you know this kid? I was just like, yeah. And then she's just like, hey, like, she was like, because the religion is so strict, there's a lot of kids that are socially awkward. And then she started naming people. And she was just like, hey, like, do you know David? And I was just like, yeah, I know David. She was like, yeah, he's a little off, right? And I was just like, yeah, he is. She's like, yeah, because of how strict you are. And I'm just like, yo, you suck at selling points.
Yo, that
like,
stinks. That was what she was trying to
trying to push me. Now I'm a Buddhist.
She was trying to like, yo, you want to be awkward? You want to?
Yeah. And I felt like there was like just so much that was just like, hey, it was so much shame.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just learning about like what you can't do.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, she's just like, yo, like blood transfusion. You ain't doing that either, yo.
Nah. Imagine hearing that when I heard that when I was a kid. I'm too like young to comprehend a lot of stuff. But like I remember like my parents. I specifically remember every year they would have like a sermon about blood transfusions and not taking them. And I remember there was all these made up or whatever. I don't know if they were, but these examples of like, this kid had some rare blood disease and a blood transfusion would have saved his life. But the parents said, no, we're staying faithful to God and we're going to let him rock and die. And I remember we got home and I was like, hey, if that happens to me, and they didn't really give me an answer. They were kind of like, we would rather, we would hope that we would follow God's law. And I was like, I better not get cancer.
It's like, yo, if I get sick, you better become a Baptist, yo.
I'm out of here. Like,
yo. And I didn't realize like how deep of like a thing that was. It's just like I went to the hospital with my girlfriend, and she was like, yo, like, hey, I'm gonna tell them that I'm a Christian. And I was just like, yo, you don't really like do any of that. And I'm just like, oh no, this is for like medical shit. This is literally for that. Because if you were Jehovah's Witness, they probably just would have kicked you out.
Sometimes, like, and a lot of times, it's like the stories that we tell. They're like, somebody was like strong in their faith and said no to the blood transfusion, but the doctor or the nurse was like, no, I'm going to save this person's life. And it's like, yeah, man, that's the oath that they take.
Yeah, it's like you gotta do that. Like that's what you have to do.
And it's like they're painted as the villain, and it's just like, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, what made you leave?
Ooh, okay. So there's two directed. Well, there's three. The first one was kind of like passive aggressive. Like when you get baptized, right? You have to study this green book, and I took it seriously at the time. I was like 13, and like if the elders come to your house or you go to the Kingdom Hall and they have to meet with you and like study. It was like 4 weeks, so it was 4 different elders. And all 4 elders were like my grandfather's homeboys, and we didn't study none of the book. They just hung out with me, and like we drank iced tea and talked life. And I was like, it's kind of cool, but also you didn't follow the rules.
Right.
Logged it. The second one was in they kind of happened back to back. In college, I used to do security. We used to do these yearly conventions.
Yeah.
And one was at the Leah Core Center.
Yeah.
In the temple. And I used to do security with my pops. So I'm like helping old ladies and single mothers. I'm carrying babies. I'm like, yo, where you see that? Let's go. I'm like helping them out and shit. And I'm killing it. I'm having the time of my life. I loved helping people. And I remember like my dad and his boss came to me when like midway through the day and was like, he pulled me aside and was like, hey, we got to take you off your post. And I was like, what do you mean? Because I'm doing such a great job. It's like a break. And they're like, nah. We're getting a lot of complaints from the people saying that you look like you're a worldly person. And I said, huh? And they were like, yeah, your sideburns are too long.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. I remember they were right here. It was like, 04-ish, you know what I mean? So like I had my little shape up with the sideburn, and they're like, nah, you gotta kick rocks. Yeah. So I was like,
There was like, yo, that 3X white tee, cool. But it's your sideburns, bro? No. Out
of here. That hurt me. Because like I thought I was doing a good deed.
Yeah.
But the more interesting one is I used to tell this at the storytelling shows like before the pandemic. Was in college I sold dope in college. So just a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit, just a little bit.
Jesus approved.
Just a little bit.
Trap or die.
Trap or die, just a little bit. And I got a little sloppy, and my mom caught my stash at the house. You know, black moms, they gonna look through your shit. So she looked through my shit. She found it. She was like, "You want to live in this house? You gotta go confess your sins to the elders." I was like, "Fair." I didn't want to stop. Didn't stop. But I was like, fair. I got it. Now, simultaneously, my best friend at the time, his name was Mal Ray. Mal Ray was a playboy. Mal Ray was getting all the pussy.
Right.
Mal Ray had what we know now as a sex addiction.
Yeah.
He realized that like in his 20s, which is pretty incredible that he realized that. And he was like, yo, before I kill myself or like get a disease, like I have to get help. So instead of seeking professional help, he did the thing that we were always told to do. It was go talk to the elders.
Yeah, talk to the elders.
So both of us are going to talk to the elders at the same time. There's him who's like, I need help. Something's gonna happen to me. I need help. And then me, I'm just kind of like, I sold dope. I'm probably gonna do it again. I'm just doing this to kind of like,
I got that shit out.
You guys look at you good? You need anything? Like, and like basically it was that. And
it's like, yo, y'all are looking for the awake. I got that shit that'll put you to sleep.
I got that shit, you know what I'm saying? I got this shit that put you at the top of the watch tower. You understand what I'm saying? Like, yo, how sick would that be if I had to put those two things together at the time? Yeah. And like I really kingpinned it and I was like going door to door with it. Yeah. I didn't even think about that until just now.
Yeah, we about to fuck the game up.
I wouldn't be sitting here. I'd be in fucking Broadway or something.
Be just selling out of the hall. Like it's like this whole Kingdom Hall is actually just a cover up. Tell me what you need. Trap it out of a suit.
Trap it out of the back of the literature counter. I'm like, just stack of watchtowers, half a brick.
Yeah.
But like that was we like simultaneously we were doing the same thing. And I went and I remember they were like, hey, does anybody know about it? I was like, nah. It's like, did you sell to anybody locally in the congregation? Nah. All right, well, they did a thing called private reproof, which is kind of like they pray over you and they say, knock it off. Yeah. And that's kind of it.
I'm going right back.
I did.
Right back.
I did. And he went like earnestly to get help. And they were like, this fellowship. Yeah. Get him out of here. And that, his life went a different way. He got depressed. He went to the army. He's got his own set of, PTSD-ish things going on in the army as a result. And like, I remember seeing that at the time. I was like, yo, I'm actually out here doing wrong. Yeah. And y'all was just like,
all right.
we fuck with your dad and your grandpa, so
Yeah, that's crazy how that works.
you good. And then he was just him and his grandma. And they were just like, fuck out of here, kid.
Yeah, I remember I told you my cousin was a Jehovah's Witness. She came to the house looking for my mom and dad, and I was just like, oh, they're not here. And she's like, oh, here, take this. She's like, take this Awake magazine. And I was just fucking around with her. I'm not atheist, and I was just like, oh, well, actually, I'm an atheist now, right? Just joking. She snatched that magazine so fast out of my head, and then just turned around and just started walking. And I was just like, yo, like, you're my cousin, yo. Like,
it don't matter.
It don't matter.
It don't matter. It really doesn't. There's, and that goes to like that naivety, like that goofiness of like the kids. That shit when they get older, and let's just say they leave or they decide or they get kicked out or something like that because of all the things that they're sheltered from and all the things that they take away. They take away your support system when they kick you out.
Yeah.
Like your family don't fuck with you. Your friends that you've known for your whole life don't fuck with you. And like a lot of people don't know how to handle that.
Yeah, especially because it's just like, hey, like, this is I only know this thing.
Yeah.
So if you take away everything, it's just like, yo, that's my life.
Yeah.
You took my life.
Yeah. And that's what they use as a tactic to kind of scare you into staying, because they're like, look at such and such. Look at what happened to Janae when she left. She did X. She's on drugs now. She got this, that, and the third. It's like, yeah, it's because you took everything from her. This is like it just happened.
Yeah,
like the devil didn't get her. Like you put somebody out here that didn't have.
Yeah, it's like you did it.
Yeah, you did it.
You did it.
And it's like, nah, you can't. They don't even see it that way. You know?
Yeah.
It's weird, man. It's fucking weird.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you used to call Wendy's old fashioned hamburgers?
I have. Wow.
Yo, there was a comic. There was a comic, and he was like heavy into like that was his whole life. It's just like being a Jehovah's Witness, and then like he left late. It is like probably like in his 20s, but you still have that in your brain. So he used to call Wendy's old fashioned hamburgers, and I was just like, "What the fuck, bro? We call that shit Wendy's."
That's funny.
That's so proper. You called it that shit, dog.
I've heard it, and I remember having said it before, and I remember as a kid, like hearing older people say it, and then I would say it, and I was like, I'm gonna stop saying that.
Yo, it's that and CVS.
What about CVS?
It's the what is it called? Like customer value store. Is that CVS? I think that's what it's called.
Is that what that stands for?
Yeah, we're just like Jehovah's Witnesses are so proper that they will call that shit by the thing.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah, you ain't think I know about that Wendy's old fashioned hamburgers.
That's fucking funny. I haven't thought about that in ages, man.
Yeah, that just means Dunkin' Donuts will be Dunkin' Donuts forever. It's like, well, actually, it's Dunkin' now. It's like, no, it's not.
It's like, no, it's Dunkin' Donuts.
It's Dunkin' Donuts forever.
Yo, man, I'm thankful that you didn't. That was only 6 months for you, man. That could have went left.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. Like I felt guilty about like a lot of shit. I felt
That's
guilty,
what it is.
And I was 16 years old, just feeling guilty about like watching movies and listening to rap music. It's like I wasn't doing crazy bad shit.
No,
I was just doing shit like that. It was just like, oh no, they said I can't do this.
Yeah.
So it was just like, it's like that, and it's just like, oh, God is always watching, and I'm just like, oh shit.
Yeah, always watching.
It's like, yo, this Jeezy album gonna get me set, bro. It's gonna get me set. I can't skip a single track now. I can't.
No, like, dude, imagine like hearing, because like I was in like we used to have Bible study at my house. Like it was like the group Bible study. Like they would come over and my dad would conduct it for an hour, and I'm sitting there like, I wish these motherfuckers would leave so I could watch fucking Monday Night Raw, man.
Yeah.
Because they messing up. They in the room with their TV. I'm like, oh, man, this is fucking...
I'm not going to lie. I do respect how dedicated you have to be.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, yo, like, you think you know the Bible. It's like, nah, them niggas know the Bible. It's like, they know. Because you're sitting there, it's just like, you read and you have to write down what you read. And it's just like stuff like that. It's just like, oh, no, you actually know the shit versus everybody else is like, oh, I'm a Christian. And it's just like not really practicing nothing. Yeah.
I'll give him credit though. Like with likewise, like I think that's the only reason why I'm so comfortable in telling jokes in front of people.
Yeah.
Because I had to, like, if you're an articulate kid or you know how to read at an early age, they throw you up there. They're just like, fucking read some shit.
Yeah.
And like I've been in front of a congregation of people since like 6 reading things. So it's not weird to me to stand in front of people. You know, like, because there's that learning curve of people when they start doing comedy and they have to get past the fact that you're standing in front of people.
It's
I
like,
didn't fucking have that. I
yeah,
was just like, well.
it's like, I already know y'all.
It's like, whatever. I know half y'all ain't listening,
Yeah.
and then there's other, like.
It's like, also, but I've knocked on your door several times.
That's how I learned about sex. Like going out in field service.
For real?
Yeah, because I remember I was with my dad. My dad had a good sense of humor. It was early Saturday morning. We would go before, like they would meet at 9, but we would go out early. We would go out like 7:30, from 7:30 to like 8:45 to get them early doors.
Yeah.
Terrible idea on a Saturday. People are like, as an adult, people are like been working all week. And I remember this one dude, I didn't know what was going on, but I knew something was weird. He opened the door. He was angry. He was sweaty, angry, shirtless. Diesel dude. He had a towel on, and he was just pissed off. He cussed us out. It was 8 in the morning. And my dad was kind of laughing. And he was like, sorry, apologies, we'll come back another time. And I was like, yo, what's going on? Like, there was a lot of weird things happening. It was just like, well, that guy was having sex. And I was like, go on.
Yeah. We here now, nigga. Keep going. Like, keep going.
That guy was fucking. That guy was beating the brakes off his old lady. And here we go, like, hey. It's like, yo, I was in the zone, dude. Like,
it's like, yo, you ruined the moment. The coochie not gonna be the same now. It's like,
she's up making breakfast now. It's like, come on, she got the robe on.
Yeah.
He's just like, man.
Oh.
Yeah, man. I fucked up a lot of mornings.
Yeah. That's so crazy. Yo, I did not know that about you, yo. I did not know that about you at all.
Yeah. This is a weird life that I lived. Matter of fact, like, it's funny because I'm thankful though, because I get to see a lot of weird shit before, like a weird like group shit before it happens. Like, and like no shots, but I almost became like a Muslim once.
Oh, I have a story.
Hell yeah, we're gonna both tell those stories because we're gonna go take a break and then we'll be back and we're gonna tell some Islam stories.
Yeah. No. And I was like, yeah, that's fucking crazy.
It's dark. I didn't get this fellowship, but my parents did try to, like, not kick me out the family, but they did tell at one point, they were like, you can't come around here no more.
Yeah.
For like, it lasted maybe like 3 weeks. And like my mom, I'm the only kid, so like my mom's calling me every other day. My dad said, so they're not really doing the thing. I guess they felt they were guilted into doing it.
Yeah.
And then like at the end of the 3 weeks, my dad called me. He was just like, hey, we're kind of jerks for that one. You can come on home. And I was like, yeah, I've had a feeling this was kind of like, I forgive you guys, but just know I'm gonna clown this interaction for the rest of our lives. Okay. Yeah. They were like, we had it coming. But yeah, let me. So you almost became.
No. So I want to start by saying, like, I have a deep, like, admiration for, like, the faith. Deep, but like there was this. I was going through something. I'll tell you afterwards. I was going through something and just like things were just like shit. And I read a book about Muhammad like last year, and it was a fucking great book. I didn't know anything about it. In my brain, I couldn't separate Nation of Islam and actual like Islam. I thought it was all just like the same shit.
Yeah.
Just one's just more aggressive.
Yeah.
I need to figure out why they do that part too.
The part is fresh. I love the part.
It's like I need to know. It's like, oh, y'all got the part. It's oh, y'all got the part.
Yeah. Rizza Islam, he got it.
Got the part. And it's all the same. Like it's the same part too. It's just like not like the 3 parts or like
no, not the half moon.
Yeah. Yo, do you remember the double outline Yeah.
The devil outline?
So there used to be a thing that like niggas would do. You're a little bit older than me.
Is this a Philly thing?
I'm not. I think it might just be that.
Okay.
But it was just like niggas would get an outline, and then they would get another outline. So it'd be 2 outlines. Yo, I'm gonna show you after the. I'm gonna show you because I'm not lying, but like niggas, I never liked it. But like that was just what niggas was doing.
Really, the only thing that I remember was like the Beijing, but like
no, niggas was doing a double outline. So. And it's just like, and it's not even like, oh shit, you fucked up or anything like that. Where it's just like, no, niggas was getting 2 outlines.
Yuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you after the podcast. It's like, why the fuck was niggas doing that, yo? Just why? Yo, so like, I don't know. I was going through something, and I was just like, man, it sucked that like this is happening. But I remember this book made me happier, so let me like start reading this book again. And I had to catch a bus, and there's a mosque not far from the bus stop, and I'm like sitting, I'm like waiting for the bus, and I see this like Muslim couple come out, and I was just like, hey, I'm reading this book about like Muhammad. I was just like, hey, I've never been inside of a mosque. I was like, but I respect Muhammad or whatever. And the guy was just like, oh yeah, cool. So we started talking about Muhammad a little bit, and then his wife was just like, oh, so are you taking your shahada? I didn't even know what that meant. So I was just like, yeah. I was like, no, I'm not, doing that. And the guy was just like, well, like it was like, come back. He said, whenever you get the chance, and we'll do whatever. And I'm like, all right, cool. I came back the next day just to watch. Just to watch and just be in a new space. I've never seen it before. Yeah. And I'm just sitting there, and then this guy, we're just talking, and then this other guy just comes up to me and was just like, yo, like, what are you doing? He said, what are you doing in the morning? And I was just like, I don't know. And he was just like, see, he's like, you can't really like risk it like that. He was just like, can I ask you a couple questions? And I was just like, yeah. And then he was just like, do you believe that there's only one God? And I was just like, yeah, there's only one God. I was just like, I believe that all, it all goes back to the same thing. I was like, yeah, so I just believe that there's like one God. And he was just like, yeah, well, do you believe that Muhammad is his last messenger? And I was just like, yeah, I believe that. And he was just like, can I teach you how to say in Arabic? And I was just like, yeah, sure. Teach me a new language. We could do this, right? So then like he taught me how to say it in Arabic. So we did it 3 times, right? And then he gave me a hug, and then was just like, you're clean now. And I was just like, I feel good, but I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, I was like, I don't know what's going on. And then he was like, are you doing anything on Friday? And I was just like, no. And he was just like, do you want to do what you just did again on Friday? I was just like, all right, whatever. So then I went back on Friday, and then the guy was just like, hey, I want to introduce all you guys to Brother Brandon. And I was just like, yo, Brandon's such a common name. I'm looking around like, and then like I see people just looking towards me, and I'm just like, wait, what the, you know what I mean? So then I got up, and they asked me the same questions. They asked me the same questions, and they asked me to do it again, and I did it again. And the guy was like, Brandon's a Muslim now, right? And then there was just like, it was like 100 people there. And then like everybody was just coming up and just like, giving me a hug and stuff like that. And this one guy was just like, hey, welcome. And he put $20 in my pocket. And then I went and saw Creed 3. And I was just like, oh,
shit. So technically
this is the one true faith. Yeah. This is the one true faith. You can, it's like fucking, you saw Jonathan Majors and Michael B. Jordan fight. It's just like,
that shit was tough.
It's like, yo, if that didn't happen, I would have never saw the movie. This is the true faith.
Yo, that, first of all, that is an insane story. Second of all, does that mean you're a Muslim? Like, on the books?
Bro, like, I was literally just talking to Frank about this on the way up here. I was just like, where I'm at in my mind is just like, hey, I have respect for all religions. I believe that there's truth in all of them. So it's just like, I wouldn't consider myself. Yeah. But I respect it. Yeah. Yeah, I respect it. I fasted too. I did Ramadan and all that.
That's what got me. I did my barber. My barber at one point was like a family friend, and like he was like younger, than my parents or whatever, but he was like a family friend. And he cut good hair, and I was like, "Oh shit!" He would do my hair for free, would cut my beard for free, as long as I took him to go get weed afterwards.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh, this is great because I'm also gonna smoke with you. This
Yeah.
is great. This works out." So in between there, like he would tell me his story. It was a great story. He used to be a heroin addict. He used to live in North Jersey. He was a blood, and he got his life together. And Islam got his life together, and he was just like, "You want to do Ramadan with me?" And he explained what Ramadan was with me, and I was like, "You know what? Sounds like a challenge. I like it." So I did Ramadan. I was like, no. I didn't even eat pork. Like I don't even know if that was part of Ramadan, but like I didn't, and like I did the fasting and stuff like that, and I had fun. I felt great. Like it made me feel better, like physically, and I was like, "Oh man, this is kind of cool." And I remember. We were going. I was after a haircut. We went to the corner store. It was in my old neighborhood in Penns Grove, New Jersey, shithole town. If you've ever been, we go to the corner store, and I bought a big ass bag of gummy bears, and I was fucking them up. And I was like, "You want some gummy bears?" He was like, "Nah, dog, I can't eat them."
That shit's delicious, dog.
And I was like, "The fuck you mean you can't eat gummy?" I was like. He's like, "Nah, it's like against my faith." And I was like, "Gummy bears, dude?" I was like, "Hold on." I was like, "I know the pork and like other, certain other things, but like, it's gummy bears, though. What are you talking about?" And he was like, "Look in the back of that package. You know what a mono and a diglyceride is?" And I was like, "Nah." He was like, "That's pork products." And I was like, So you're telling me if I convert that I can't have delicious gummy bears anymore?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I think we're done here." You can't tell a husky nigga you can't have gummy bears.
Dog, that was the recession album. That was the recession album for you. It's just like, look, man, I can't do it.
If the road to salvation is paved in Haribo's, I'm eating that line. And I'm eating the line. I'm picking it up. I'm picking up the line. I'm eating it. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm not going.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. That's so crazy.
I was right there though. I was like, like I met the homies, I met the guys. Everybody was cool. Like, even if like remember that, like homeboy put 20 in your pocket.
Yeah,
I was getting free turkey subs just because I was with this guy.
Yeah,
and I was like, this is kind of neat.
Yeah,
like, I like a nice turkey sub.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like I was talking to my dad the other day, and I was just like, I have such a deep respect for that religion that when I see it not being done properly, I'm just like, it's so beautiful if you just do it right, Yeah. And it's like, I don't think that I could possibly do it the way that it should be done, and I'm not going to disrespect it by, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I know a girl who is Muslim, but she's a freak. She don't be doing none of that. but she'll tell you, like, it's all turkey products, like no turkey yet, but she fucking though.
Yeah, it's like, or it's just like, or like you'll see people, and it's just like, tattoos, you know what I mean, perked out, but it's just like, miles, but it's just like, hey, like, but pork is where you draw the line. It's just like, dog, eat gummy bears. Like, just go ahead.
See the man.
Just eat gummy bears. Just eat gummy bears.
Just had a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just had an Old English, man.
Yeah, it's like, just fully, just do it. Just do it. Christians aren't supposed to eat pork either, but nobody talks about that.
Yeah, technically.
Nobody talks about that.
There's also like a mixing of fabrics weird thing in there that you're not really supposed to do. But again, even religions who say they don't pick and choose, they pick and choose.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
All of them pick and choose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you think this cast was going to become that?
No. I thought we was just going to talk about being
mixed
opposite ends of the mixed nigga spectrum.
Yeah. It's like, no, nigga, Jehovah's Witness time. Guess what? It's like, hey, did you know that Marcus Houston was a Jehovah's Witness?
I
like,
did.
Yeah, come on.
I did.
He on the website too. Like, you thought that it was about to be something else. It's
Marcus Houston, dog. Fucking like, Batman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, like Prince.
Michael Jackson.
In his later years, like
Childish Gambino. Biggie.
Biggie grew up joke.
Yeah.
Like you got
Yeah.
joke. One of my favorite jokes is that joke.
Is I was watching the Notorious movie, and I heard his mom say like Jehovah, and I was just like, what the fuck?
Yep.
And I was just like, oh, this just makes sense. Yo, I got so mad the one time because that's probably my favorite joke. It's probably my favorite joke. And I told her that comedy joint once, right? And the guy was like, man, I heard that shit before, and I was like, yeah, you heard it from me.
That's my joke.
That's my shit, bro. Get the fuck out of here, dog. It's like, no, you ain't hear that shit from nobody, dog.
That's a fucking funny joke, dude.
Yeah.
It's one of the jokes where I'm like mad that I didn't think of it. It's like there's very few that I'm like that.
Yeah, you spent all them years in the hall and didn't come up with that, nigga. Like,
I'm spending too much time running away from that stuff.
Yeah, you sitting there fucking calling Wendy's old fashioned hamburgers, and you could have been writing jokes about Biggie, nigga. Like
right under my nose, man. Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, we can talk about the mixed shit if you want to.
Hell yeah. I mean,
yo, I'm not gonna lie, like, and it's interesting because like we had a conversation before, and I was just like, yo, every mixed person that I've met that was white dad, black mom would be on some like closer to like their white side type of shit, and he was like, yo, I felt the same way about you know what I mean? Yeah. Not you, but like that.
Mixed kids with white
like,
moms.
Yeah, so like when you found out that I had black dad, you're just kind of just like, wait, nigga, you know what I mean?
Say, hold on,
Because bro, like it was always that, and I'm not sure if that's like more so like a classism thing than anything.
Maybe it might be.
Yeah, I think it might be that.
Yeah.
Because like I always felt that way. It's just like, and I could kind of just tell. You know what I mean? Because it's just like, oh y'all don't get fades.
Dude, that hurt when I was young.
You get no fade, dog.
I remember that. I remember this very vividly. It was like early mid '90s, and I wanted the Michael Irvin with the you know what I mean, because my cousins had it, and I was like, I looked up to my cousins, and I was like, yo, can I? And my mom had to be like, hey, we got to sit down and have a talk about texture of hair, okay?
Yeah.
And she explained to me that that's not going to happen. Maybe your hair will do something later, maybe, but like right now, it's not happening. I remember I cried. I cried, and like the closest thing I settled for the closest thing to it was I would get like the John Cena, like the buzz, and I would wax it.
Yeah.
So it would kind of square up like that. That's the closest I got.
I wish I was there for that conversation. Everybody like, baby.
She's like, yeah, well, your hair texture is because, you are half white. You can't do that like, your cousins. And I was like, what? Why? They're my cousins. Like, I don't understand. Just in tears.
Yeah, fucking... My mom let my cousin, white cousin obviously, cut my hair one time. And then after that she was just like, yeah, nigga, never again. So like, but also she already knew all the barbers that worked there. It's like,
so why did she?
I don't be cheap or whatever. But like my dad went to that barbershop, so like it wasn't anything like crazy, anything that would be like out of the norm. So like I was doing like the box where it's just like, like my shit's like, I mean, I lock my hair, but my shit was just like real curly, but if you cut it down, it's like fade. You know what I mean? You can fade the situation.
You can fade. I mean, I could get like a low Caesar. You know what I mean? I had the low Caesar for a little bit. There's pictures of me in like high school.
You was getting a one, dog. I could do a one. You could do a one.
It's like, oh man, I'm gonna see if I can scan them and like put them in the video of this, because like there's a picture of me. I look like I'm about to sell a bean pie. I got like, a bow tie on, a suit, and it's like I got the I was trying. I was doing like, I remember like, and God bless my mom, she didn't make fun of me for this, but like, remember the wave cap era?
Yeah. Oh, you can't get waves?
I mean, when my hair's longer, it would, but if it's low, I'm just wearing it for style purposes.
Yeah.
And she didn't like, she was well within her rights to clown me, but she didn't.
Yeah.
And I think
God bless her.
I thank her.
Jehovah bless her.
She's like, I can't hurt my baby like that. I can't. Let him just do it. He's feeling himself. Let him do
Yeah.
Let him do it. But it's silly. I think you should.
Yeah.
Did you know a lot of other mixed kids growing up?
I'm not gonna lie, like my radar is off sometimes because sometimes like I'll see somebody and I wouldn't think that they're mixed, but then I'll find out later that they are. But yeah, like I did know like a lot of like mixed people, but in my class, it was probably just like not like class as in like in general, but like in certain classes it would just be like, oh no, you're the mixed kid, you know?
Right.
But I've also heard from people it's just like I've known comics that didn't know that I was half white until I started talking about it.
Right. I mean, look, Malachi, I did my first couple jokes when I opened up my set are about me being half white. And I remember when the first time Malachi heard my set, his first joke out of his mouth was like, "Look, I thought you was Puerto Rican this entire time."
Yeah. All right. So I got four brothers. My dad had two with his first wife. So two, dark skinned, right? And then my mom had one. She only fucks black guys. She only fucks black guys. And it's him, and then my other brother is just like same mom, same dad. But I have a brother that looks Puerto Rican.
Hell yeah.
He looks like you.
Yes.
He looks like you.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, dude. Oh my God. My mom was the complete opposite. My mom was very militant, even despite her being a Jehovah's Witness girl. She was super militant, and she was very anti like mixing of the races. And then like she used to clown her sisters for liking white guys.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, my dad, because in the 70s and 80s, he didn't present white.
Yeah.
He presented
he tricked her.
He presented Puerto Rican. She knew he was white, but he looked like there's a picture I'm gonna see if I can find it of my dad where he looks like he's holding drugs behind his back in Cuba. Like he's got on a mesh shirt, like a Jamaican. Like it's like if I saw that and I was my mom, I would have been like, you know what? I'd fuck him.
Yeah, my girlfriend did not know I was. I have my mom just like she'll every so often just like tag me and shit on Facebook. But she was just like, "Who's this white woman that just keeps tagging pictures?" And then she saw what I was like, tagged like a birthday joint. It's just like, oh, yeah. But for a while, she had no idea. My girlfriend's half Indian. And I didn't know that she was like half Indian. Didn't know.
Really?
No, I knew it was something. So like I thought she was like Ethiopian or something.
Okay, I could see where
I thought that she was like Ethiopian, and then she's just like no. Like I found out like during like COVID that she was like half Indian. So it's just like I didn't know that. So we both didn't know that we were like that.
That's crazy.
We both didn't know. We did not know.
That's crazy. Like I have a pretty good radar for that, like mixed person radar. Like I would say I'm within like 93% right when I guess. Like I got a pretty good radar. I've only been wrong a handful of times, and there is my ex-girlfriend who is my current roommate and like one of the homies now is she's half black, half Mexican, from California. And when we got together, she was kind of like, I guess the word's flabbergasted. Yeah. At how much I said nigga. She was like, why are you? And I was just like, listen, I was like, it's a very like I remember like when it happened, like when I was younger, I had these two friends. We're not friends anymore, but I had these two Jehovah's Witness friends, Robert and his older sister Janae. I had a crush on Janae, and I used to hang out there a lot. and their grandparents and them, they like it was like 4 Richard Pryors in the house, and I wasn't used to that because my house they didn't say that,
Right.
And so I just remember I think I just made an offhanded comment one time while we were playing video games. I was like, "Yo, why y'all say that a lot?" And it was like, "Yeah, nigga, we black. You can say that shit too." And I was like, "Can I?" And they were like, "Yeah," and I was like, "You sure?" I was like, "This feels like a setup," and they're like, "Nah, man." I was like. And like, of course, like it's a little weird when you're, you know what I mean. But I was like, I caught the hang of it, and that was like.
When did you start? Do you have like an age when you started? Because I feel like if you started saying nigga at like yeah, and then it was like, and then I started saying nigga. Then after that, I had my first drink.
I'd say it was around like, 13, 14.
Yeah, dog. I was letting them shits fly, yo. I've been letting nigga. Yo.
She was like I remember like I'll still do it now to a degree, but I remember when I was younger I used to like if I was like a new in a school or something like that, or if I had a new group of friends, I wouldn't just let it fly. I would kind of just like hover around it a little bit, or just wait for them to like say something to me or refer to me, and I'd be like, got it, be cool,
Yeah.
and then I just let it go and just like. All right, no one swinging the fist. Cool, we good. Like I don't gotta fight nobody. Great.
Yeah.
Because it depends on what you like. I would depends on who it is. But like sometimes like I can present. Sometimes I present, not any parts black, depending on the person who's looking at me. But then you have other people who just like, yeah, I see it. Like,
yeah, I think it's just because like you kind of look like my brother, so just like I don't like think anything of it.
Yeah.
Where it's just like I'm also like he would also have those things where he's just being like because he's like crazy like light skinned and like he's like oh no like I'll fuck you up, you know what I mean? So he has that like in his brain.
Yeah.
But that's never been a thing that I had to like deal with.
Yeah.
It's never been a thing that I had to deal with.
Yeah. Because I mean you present more. To me, I think you present more black than I do.
Yeah, there's. I'll show you my ID after this. I was at my doctor's, and I had to just showing him my ID, and I was just like ego thing because it's like I had an ID picture in the summer, and I had an ID picture in like the winter. So like I'm crazy light skinned in one, right? And I lie to you not, the girl, she's seen both of them, and she was like, "Yeah, you are a little bit out of season." And I was like, she was like, "You are a little bit out of season." And I was just like, "Bitch,
fuck the bitch." Like that happens to me. Like when in the right conditions, if I'm doing my thing, I'm close. I'm close to you.
Yeah.
But like if I'm not, it's what you get right now. I've been in the house this summer.
Yeah, been outside, dog.
I've been in the fucking air conditioning this summer.
I've been outside. Nah, I think the craziest thing I ever got. I was in Yonkers, and somebody thought I was Indian.
Okay.
Somebody thought I was Indian. And
West Indian, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't like, and I've gotten like Jamaican.
Yeah.
Also, I went to the Jamaican store with my mom once, and every time I would go inside the Jamaican store, they'd just be like, like naughty dread, right? Every time they would see me, and they would always say that. I went in when there with my mom once, and they were just like, "Here you go, here's your food." I was like, "Bro, like we still like." It's like
nah. Nope. It's like we got the code switch about coming.
I'm like, bro, like, don't do that.
Hilarious.
Don't do that, yo. Like, don't do that. Don't do that.
Damn, yo. My dad, my white dad, he got his haircut at a black barbershop.
Yeah, he should have took you.
He did. He
Okay.
did. Like when like we both went to when I was like in the house, we always went to the same barbershops. So like when I was younger, it was an Italian dude that was in the bottom of this corner store, and then once I was like, because they didn't really have any, like, it was odd. Like we didn't know any of the barbers. So my dad was like, "We ain't going if I don't know him."
Right.
And then
that's a black rule though.
My white side of my family is like they're white, but they're pretty like they're on the line.
Yeah,
They do.
like mine, and I didn't I didn't really understand until I got older. So I got like family in South Jersey.
Yeah, shout out to South Jersey.
And every time we would go there, my dad would come. Like we would come back, and he would just talk about how much he didn't like going there. And I'm just like, oh, they're racist. But I found it out like later, and I got family in Southwest Philly.
Okay.
And they are just like, they're obviously they're white, but they're just like hood rats. Like it's just like like they are like this. Like Southwest Philly is their like in their being.
Yeah,
it's in their being.
Yeah.
So like all of them, dated like black people, just dated niggas, and then like had a bunch of kids that just looked like me. So like that's like what that was. So it wasn't like anything that was just like that's what life was. So it's just like, oh, but there it's just like, okay, so this is my white side is that. I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a question for you when you come back.
Yeah.
What's your question? Cause I don't know your dating history.
Yeah. Ask away.
So like, do you date white women?
Would I?
No, do you?
Actively? I've never dated a white woman.
Same.
Never. And I would like to say that I've been open to it. Should it present itself. But again, like I grew up in South Jersey.
Yeah.
And there was a certain criteria that I noticed that the white girls went for, and I didn't meet that criteria.
Yeah.
Like they were like the jockey kind of like Will Smithy like types. Didn't matter what your complexion is, but I wasn't that.
Yeah.
Like I'm this.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't, for whatever reason it didn't vibe with him, and that was fine because when like that era was like even throughout school, especially when you're a bigger guy, it's like you kind of learn like, you gotta like who likes you.
Right.
And who liked me? Black girls.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this is great. I'm good. Like
you stayed home, bro.
I'm here.
You
like
stayed home.
I'm cool.
I feel like, and I have argued with women because they see me and it's just like, oh, I feel like you date like white women, and I'm just like, no, I never have, and it's just like never.
Yeah.
It's like never. Like I've been called racist for not.
Same.
I've been called racist for not dating white women. I'm just like, no, like it's just like y'all are cool. It's just like y'all don't. I feel like we couldn't connect the way that.
Yeah.
It's just like
there's certain jokes. There's certain shit that you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Like I can't like. I remember like since I still live. I still my roommate is my ex-girlfriend, and she would ask me. She was like, "Yo, would you date a white girl now that you're like single?" And I was like, "It's like I would try it, but like I don't think I could like do anything long term." It's like because like at the end of the day, if I want to come home and complain about some white shit,
yeah,
I can't. Or like I feel like I could, but it's just like
yeah,
you're just gonna be agreeing with me so we can fuck later or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're actually gonna be on my side about this.
Yeah. But also after like 26, y'all on the shelf. It's
rough.
It's a hard battle.
It's a rough battle.
It's like it's a hard battle.
It's rough.
It's a hard.
It's yeah.
I'm gonna stay where I'm at. It's like
yeah.
It's like dog, we will be 20 forever.
Dude, I am very thankful to both of my sides because I'm thinking because I'm it could go left for me. And it hasn't. I'm very thankful that it hasn't.
I had a dream once that I was fucking Jasmine Guy.
This is a good dream.
It was the different world Jasmine Guy, and I'm just like, hell yeah. I like where this is going.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, then I started fucking like 45-year-old Jasmine Guy, and I was just like, this dream became a nightmare.
Say that.
It's just like,
Say that.
This ain't it.
Did like her? Who was the other one? Freddie. What's her name?
Cree Summer.
Cree Summer. I
Oh,
still, I still give it to Cree Summer.
yeah.
But, you know, she also smokes, so it's like it caught up to her a little bit. But she's still in the mix. Rachel True still in the mix.
Yeah, you know who our queen, our queen, and she will be forever the one. Tracee Ellis Ross.
My brother, we can agree on this.
And it's like, you know what's crazy? And like, this is my only problem with Tracee Ellis Ross is that I know she sees me like all her pictures. I know she do. I know you see me. I know you see me and all the likes, yo. And it's just like, yo, you're not gonna spin the block, Tracee? Like,
not curious?
Yo, you're not. Yo, you see me on I liked every one. Like,
even the little videos where you dip your head underwater and like when you on vacation.
Yo,
it's like, let me get those.
Yo, I seen that. I done liked every one.
When you're doing your little leg exercises in that fucking sweaty room. I like that one.
Yo, I like that one. Come on, yo. Yo, come on. That shit pisses me off. It's like I know you see me. You not curious, yo? You not curious?
You not once you was like,
Yeah, let me see what's I mean, Brandon, like, you know what I mean? Like,
you ain't even see that. It was hey, yo, Brandon.
Yeah,
you ain't see that?
Like, yo, sometimes I'll throw a thirst trap on the gram. It's just like, that's for you, Tracee. Like, you gonna spin the block?
Spin the block, Tracee.
Come on, yo. I started like, yo, I watched Girlfriends during quarantine.
Hell yeah.
And it was just like, oh shit, dog! I never would have thought Tracee Ellis Ross, and then like followed her, and I was just like, all right. And then I came for Girlfriends.
Yeah,
I stayed for you.
Yes,
I stayed for you.
Yes, yeah. I got flipped because I was what's homegirl with the she had the kid. I know her real name, but I don't know her character name.
Oh, Monica.
No,
is it Monica?
Not Monica, the friend. They would always fuck up her kid's name. Their kid's name was Jabari, but they would always be like,
"Are we talking about the same person?" I feel like I just fucked her name up.
Her real name is Golden Brooks, I think.
Oh yeah, I know her from what's her name though.
But that was my main. And then like the more I watched it, I was like, hold on, am I a Tracee Ellis Ross guy?
Tracee though?
Is that my Tracee guy? I think I'm a Tracee guy.
Yeah, but also Tracee is
my dead black mom.
Yep. Yo, you know what's crazy? I did not know that what's the name was her mom for a long time.
It's weird.
Yeah, like
it's weird when it sneaks up on you.
Yeah, I ain't know that. And I feel like when people find it out, just like, yo, Brandon, yo, you slacking a little bit. Like,
I would have. I thought it when you said that just now. I was like, hey, we should picked up on that, bro.
Yeah. It's like, yo, I had a fade back in the day. So
it's like, look, you win some and you lose some. Yeah. Like, you run in the air department, I had the radar. Like, growing up, I knew one other she was kind of like a younger sister. She was white mom, black dad, and she was kind of in the middle. Like, if you asked her, she'd be like, yeah, but like she looked like she could just be like a brown skinned Italian girl. Yeah. She kind of like maybe like she could be Sicilian, but like your daddy black. And I always made sure like I was the kind of kid. There was a Boondocks comic strip that every time I see it I share it. Where like the character Jasmine. Yeah. She shows up to the neighborhood. She's like new, and he like Huey brings her to another friend. He's like, "Oh, this is Jasmine. She don't think she's black," and that's just the end. That's just the punchline. Yeah. And I remember even without seeing that, I used to do that with other mixed kids if I didn't feel like you were I'm like up to my standard. I'm
not gonna lie, bro. Fucking anytime Logic says nigga, I want to throw up, yo. I want to throw the fuck up.
I gave him a chance. I was
because it's just like, bro, the way Logic says nigga, like he knows he's not supposed to say
it. Yeah, he's getting away with something.
Like you ever hear like a white person say nigga where it's just like, oh, you feel like you're not supposed to be like doing it. You're just like, you know you ain't. You know what I mean? It's just like, that's how Logic sounds.
It doesn't sound right.
It doesn't sound right.
I tried to I remember I gave him I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. The boy, he's okay at rapping. I won't take that away from him. He's okay at rapping. But my God.
You remember what I asked you? It was just like, yo, like when did you start saying it?
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, he was like, oh, it's just like, oh, like 13 or whatever.
Yeah.
Logic didn't say nigga until he was 28.
Got a record deal.
It's like, yo, he did not say nigga until he turned 28.
Fourth mixtape.
And he still only says nigga. He still only says nigga around his fucking, probably his wife. Yeah.
Is his wife like Mexican or something like that?
I don't know. Probably said nigga, and he was just like, wait, hold on, can I say it?
I remember my ex girlfriend. Shout out to Alex. I remember I'm such a bad influence. I was like when she had that conversation with me, like you say that. I was like, yeah, I was like, because I can.
Yeah.
And then she goes, and I remember I go, you can't do. I was like, you have black, and she was like, nuh-uh. And I was like, yeah. I was like, and I just, don't go out in public with it yet. I was like, but like, you can if you
get some reps.
Get in the gym. You know what I mean? I'm on the other end. I got your rebounds. You know what I mean?
Get your VC up a little bit. Then like then you can come to the park with me.
Yeah, but stay here in the 1v1s right now.
Yeah,
you can't go in the park just yet. But like, and it got to a point. I don't know when this happened, but it got to a point where like I'm trying to write a joke about it. But it got to a point where she said it to me one time, and I like jokingly, and she had never seen the Boondocks.
Yeah, and
she literally sang it like Stink Meaner, and I was like, I don't know whether I should be proud or mad at myself for this. Yeah, because it was so good, and I was just like, oh no, I corrupted you. Yeah. Oh no, yeah.
It's like you tainted now, dog. You tainted.
I was like, you did it. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, you tainted now.
I hope she doesn't listen to the end of this.
Yeah.
I hope she only gets through like the first 20 minutes and doesn't hear this part.
She probably gonna hear it and be like, wow, these niggas say niggas a lot.
Nah, she's good about it now. But that I remember when it first clicked that I was like, oh shit, this is my fault.
Yeah.
When she did the Stink Meaner, and I was just like,
yeah.
Are you? And she was like, no, I've never seen the Boondocks. I was like, oh God, what have I done?
Yeah. Yeah, I love how like at first it seemed like we were educational, and then it's just like, all right, here's the nigga shit.
Right at the end, we sneak it in.
Yeah, we got like that's for your right wing listeners.
You stick around long enough, we'll get to it.
Yeah. DeSantis, come holler at us.
And no, you can't say it on the pod.
No, hell no.
Nah, we rumbling it. And we filming it.
Yeah.
Like, rumbling and we filming it.
I'll whoop his ass.
Yo, he looked like he's easy. Looked like you can kind of like full Nelson even kind of
whoop, nigga. He can't fuck with me, yo.
No, if he's in this room, he ain't getting out that door.
Hell no. Hell no. You are not getting out, bro. You are not getting out.
Yo, how wild is it that like I guess it hasn't even sunk in yet. That like it doesn't feel real that like in certain states it's like it's just no Black history anymore.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel like it's a real thing. But it very much is. Yeah.
Yo, I read this Miles Morales book.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy's big on like book banning. So it was like talk about stuff like that. And in the book they have this really like dope concept about they have like these like termites. And the termites are eating Black literature.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, yo, this is fucking fly. Yeah, this is it's such a cool spin on like here's how we can make this into some superhero shit, but also like nigga, they banning books, dog. So like,
yeah,
fucking tighten up.
It's dangerous shit, man.
Yeah, I didn't think that we lived through this shit either, yo.
Niggas was like, I heard it felt like a joke. Like it felt like I was watching a sketch or something.
It seems like something out of the Boondocks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like, yeah. They're teaching like I remember the context, but it was like like they're teaching that like slavery was just like on some like Penco Tech shit.
Yeah,
like you were learning a trade. It's like what? Slavery was trade school.
Yeah. It's
okay, you fucking with us. Okay,
it's like It's like slavery was Job Corps.
It's like, yeah, there was plenty of electricians, HVAC guys that came out of there. Like, no, it was not. Like,
no,
I'm not.
nigga, like there wasn't a single person like, all right, yo, we about to go do slavery for a little bit. I'm gonna come back, heat certified. It's like, no. It's like we're not doing.
Think about this shit was like DeVry.
Yeah, it's like, nigga, fuck out of here, like.
Yo, man, I don't fucking know. You think that shit's gonna pick up in everywhere?
No, I think that's just gonna be just some like
Texas, Florida,
yeah,
Arkansas, wherever the fuck.
Yeah, I feel like in the places that I wouldn't want to go anyway.
Yeah.
So it's just like, man, fuck y'all.
You know what's funny though? I fuck with Texas. I like just as aesthetically. It's like it's like a nice looking place.
I feel like it's like Bun B. I'm cool. It's like Bun B. It's like y'all can have anything else. Y'all got it.
It's just Bun B and Trill Burgers.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
It's like they ain't banning that.
Damn, like Whataburger isn't even that good though. I don't know if I have any Texas listeners, but that shit, Whataburger's trash. We only support Trill Burgers on this podcast.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude, how you feeling?
Yo, this was great, yo.
Yeah,
you saved me from going to an open mic. I can get all my funny out right here.
Hell yeah,
we learned some shit.
Hell yeah, we got some nigga shit at the end, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's like fuck up everything else, like.
Dude, you're welcome back anytime. Like I'm gonna have you back as many times as possible.
Tomorrow.
Hell yeah, dude. Is there anything you want to promote or social media or anything?
Instagram, AO Brandon Mitchell is like 3 or 4 O's. I always forget. AO_ Brandon Mitchell. I honestly just share like rap music that I like.
Yeah,
that Crip Walk video was cool too. You got me into that too.
I love. I'm telling you, man. Joy it brings joy.
Yeah. AO Brandon Mitchell on Instagram. I post shows as well.
Hell yeah.
Mainly just music.
Hell yeah. And I'm at James B. Knight, and you can watch this on YouTube at youtube.com/@jamesb.knight, where I put the videos, and you can listen on like Spotify, Apple Music, wherever the fuck you want to listen to. Give us some good ratings and stuff like that, and follow us. Helps us out, so maybe we can get ads one day, so I can fucking quit my job working for the man. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. But that's it. Bye. I gotta get like a better outro.
Yeah. See you, nigga.
Yeah.
It's like, fucking. You don't gotta leave. You don't gotta go home, but you gotta get the fuck up out of here.
I'm gonna just cut that with your voice part to get that as a drop. Like, see you there. Hell yeah, dude.